EPN Plays is presented by P&P Games. Happy Victoria Day. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Welcome. EPN Plays, some Super Nintendo games on the PC. How do I sound? How's the audio? We're going to be plugging in and taking out cartridges and installing some cartridges today, so it's going to be a little fiddly, I'm sure. And make sure the audio's coming in on the game. Let's see what you got. We're going to start with Yoshi's Island, which is apropos because we're getting Yoshi and the Mysterious Book this week. Audio is good. Thank you, Giga Gruesome. Good to see you. I see you, I Red Earth. Welcome, my friend. I see you on Twitch, Farmer Gaming, first in Twitch. Goon Goon is here. Sam I Am 111 wants to know what we're playing today. Avatar Guy PSN is here. Eternal CMO. David Haro, good to see you. Suralink is here. I do not prefer Michael is here. Love the GB operator. Can't wait to see what this brings to the table. Why not play SNES, play on SNES or Polymega PK99? Well, I got this new device in, and I can't really hold it up, but I'll talk about it in Reviews on the Run this week. From Epilogue, and the GB operator I've had for a while. It's actually a bigger version of this. I have the GB operator right here. So it's a larger version of that. So you can plug Super Nintendo cartridges in. I've got a stack of Super Nintendo cartridges beside me right here. And what you can do with this software is you can actually take your carts and you can back them up. And so we'll try that right now with Yoshi's Island. Okay, hold on one second here. Oh, no, I'm clicking on so many damn windows. Okay, we're gonna save that right here. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. So this is the data mode. So you can play it in this is the playback app that they have, and you can see I've got SN Operator, and I don't have the GB operator plugged in, but if I had either one of them, you could pop in GB games into that. And so you can take the data, so you can back up your game onto your hard drive. And I actually haven't done this yet, so let's do it. So we're going to start. We're going to do I guess a new folder here. One second. I don't usually use the PC for much more than playing games on it. What the hell? Where do I do that? Can I just click on here? Yeah. No, I can't. Oh, desktop. New folder. And we're going to call that SNES Games. Boom. Okay. Open. Save. And so you see it backs it up right there with this little doohickey. Actually, I'll move my camera up a little bit. I got windows open all over the damn place. Okay. Unlock that. And we'll take that up to here. Actually, this looks like the safest place to put it right there. Okay. Okay, cool. And so now the game is backed up. And so I've got it on my computer now. But the cool thing is you don't have to back it up. You can just plug in a cartridge and just start playing. So let's play Super Mario World Yoshi's Island. Let's go. I pulled out... I've got a stack of them. I've got Punch-Out. I don't have Tournament Fighters. I've got Turtles in Time, though. All right, let's play. Big D's. Happy Victor Day. Isn't that cool, Adam Campbell? It's pretty cool, right? Okay, so let's play a little Yoshi's Island. I love this freaking game. So this is my cartridge. This is actually the cart I've had since 1995. We'll just go with... I actually might have a couple of these. We'll start from the beginning. Why not? I love this freaking game. Columbia 20's here from New Jersey. Let's go back to 1995, David Harrell says. Yeah, the Epilogue stuff is really cool. I love the GB operator. It's allowed me to actually record stuff easily from the carts that I have and everything. All right, here we go. Do I prefer it over Mario World? Giga Gruesome is asking. There is something so... one of the things that blew me away, and I talked about this in my review back in the day, I think when it hit the... I talked about it I wrote a review, I think, for our website back then. Who knows where that is. And but I talked about it when I shot the review for the Game Boy Advance version of this game, where you're hitting signs that are telling you all the mechanics in the game, and then partway through, the developers just wanted to thank you for playing their game. And it's just so freaking heartwarming. This game is so beautiful. The music's entrancing. The mechanics are incredible. Like, you're just constantly evolving through the course of this game. The baby Mario yell when you lose him is annoying as hell. So you never want to lose him. Okay, so here we go. And so the mechanics are... They're good. I gotta just get used to the button. So I'm playing with an Xbox Series controller right now, which is a little wild. Plugged into my Razer Blade 18 PC. Our kick-ass laptop that I run everything off of, with the 5090 card in it, playing a 1995 game. but just a beautiful game. Like, it just looks like it was done with crayons, you know? It's just incredible. All right, here we go. It definitely has an undeniable style, especially for the time, Giga says. Am I going to go back to Yoshi's Island DS next? Well, I have been playing Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, and I'll have some thoughts on that on Reviews on the Run, which is going to premiere on Thursday, along with Lego Batman. So stay tuned for that. All right, here we go. Let me just play it for a little bit here. Get used to this game. Nintendo games are too easy these days. IMO. There are different emulator cores. I'll take a look at that in the menu here after we cease to play for a minute. But I really wanted to just give this game a little time here because I love it. I love this music. I mean, obviously you can play this on Nintendo Switch Online. There's lots of ways that you can enjoy this game. But the cool thing is, if you wanted to build a little library on your Steam Deck or your Mac or whatever, this works with the Mac, by the way, of your carts, or if you wanted to put it on your ROG Ally or something like that, you can do that, which is so cool. How do I get the... There it is. Okay. Special flower gather 5 for the 1-up. Okay, here we go. Hey, Twin Titans, thanks for jumping in. Great to have you here. You have it on the SNES. This is, honestly, it's such an incredible game. Ultimate Bendison. If you haven't, Bendison. Okay, there it is. If you haven't played it, you really owe it to yourself to play it. Nintendo cooked on this. And the other game that I would recommend from the Yoshi lineup, there's lots of good ones, but the other, stay tuned for my thoughts on Mysterious Book, but the masterpiece that I tell people about all the time, and yes, it's fairly easy, but it's so bloody clever, is Crafted World, Yoshi's Crafted World. It's an incredible game. Alright, here we go. Oh, get out of there! I'm not used to these controls yet. One sec. So I have to use the D-pad on the controller, because it's the old days. You saw a copy of Spy Hunter at the game store yesterday for 15 bucks. I didn't have the manual, though. What a great deal. Incredible game. The original Spy Hunter for GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Adam Campbell says Yoshi's Island, one of the GOATs, for sure. I wish there were reprints of that excellent console for those who missed it. I have been thinking, like, the opportunity for PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox to make a $200 system and $50 games, like remakes and reprints of their classic stuff, it's sitting right there for them. Like, just very simple, no DLC, no online play. It's just sitting right there. It would make so much money. There's so many people that are just not going to spend all of this dough for, you know, the current state of gaming. But if you gave them, you know, a modern Nintendo machine that you could pop in all kinds of cartridges in, people would go crazy for that. And then, I don't know, I guess an online store, but not online play or whatever, just a server to download stuff. WB Games sitting on all those Spy Hunter games. Incredible. I know. Just the franchise itself. Yoshi's Crafted World does need a Switch 2 update. That's such an underappreciated... That is truly a buried treasure, that game. What do I do here again? I throw something in there? Can't remember. Oh. I think a lot of people that have been busy in their lives and haven't played video games for a long time, and they're like interested to go and check it out again, they gotta be shocked at how expensive it is to play video games now. You know, the price of games, the price of machines. There's gotta, I mean, we're all in it. Like, we're lifers, we're gonna have machines forever. We're gonna play forever. But, like, if you have other things going on, but you also like video games and you haven't played for a while, and you go to the store to go buy a system and a game, imagine that sticker shock. Good feel is underappreciated. Ah, Board Cube, thanks for being here. You wish you could afford forever, I know, right? And the classic stuff's a fortune, too. I mean, it's... expensive hobby, this. Get up there! Okay. I love this damn game. Oh my god. Ah! My jumping ain't so great. I do have some Super Nintendo controllers and stuff, but they're, that I could maybe plug in. But it's all over the place. Alright, here we go. Ultima Bendenson says, especially with the new Xbox and PS6 being well over $1,000. I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like a good business move. Thankfully, companies seem to be rethinking their avoidance of single player. And people are talking about, you know, classic licenses or classic franchises coming back and shorter games, and people are thinking about these issues right now. Morning, Powers. Farmer Gaming, when you look back on what games were priced during the SNES days, the inflation value of a $60 game would be valued at $130 roughly. Yes, but there's still the psychological barrier of that price point, you know? It was expensive, but it seemed attainable. I mean, I had a paper route, and I was able to buy these games, you know? Once games get to... It's a psychological thing. It's just $100 is a lot of money. Jesus, go, go, go! Woo, they almost got him! Oh! But the other thing about video games back then to consider is that it was all magic. You know, it was like, how do these things get made? That's why I created EP. Like, who are these people? Where do these magic things come from? Where in the world are they created and crafted? And how do they do this stuff? And it's been 40 plus years of like a sophisticated home console market. So it's not quite the same magic, although we don't ever really visit with developers anymore, so we don't know how they're made. But it's not the same, you know? It's like a sophisticated industry, and it should be finding ways to get it to people at a lower price. Original Donkey Kong Country was $99.99 at launch. Wow. I Red Earth. I used to pay $100 for SNES games, and I was a child. Yeah, I guess we had rentals and stuff too. Employment and economy were better back then, so does the inflation count? PK99 says. I also think there's a lot to be said for it being new. Like, it was a new thing. It was not this sophisticated entertainment marketplace with the biggest entertainment property in the world is a video game, which we'll see this year. And so when you consider that, plus there's all this free content out there in the video game, free in quotes. So like the whole value equation is all over the map. Oh yeah, Black Friday. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is awesome. The SNES was incredible. What a machine, right? It wasn't mainstream, right? Dr. Mikey Brown. Now this sophisticated marketplace is definitely attempting to become mainstream, but at luxury pricing. And, you know, I'm not saying that it's not expensive and it's risky and, you know, all of that is absolutely true. But there is a way for these companies to offer fun at less prices. Uh-oh. Psycho giant face. You guys are going to be humming this song all day today. And you're welcome. This is the middle ring for this level. You may continue from here. Okay. Boyfriend played this game. He loves it. Who doesn't, man? Gotta love this game. I know it's so cute. but it's so good. Oh, Farmer Gaming, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a very weird thing, man. I'm so excited about the game awards and being recognized for the stuff I've done. It's incredible. I haven't been able to kind of like grapple with it in my head, you know? Like it's a weird thing to tell people. It's all of it is just weird. I feel like I've been so fortunate for so bloody long, and but I'm incredibly grateful, and it's gonna be cool to see people, and it's gonna be fun. I wish you were coming too. All good. Press start to display your score to use special items. This song can't erase Wolverine's doot 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 from my mind, so I continue to be tormented. Also, good morning. K16 is here. All right. Okay. So this is the cool element in Yoshi's Island. Here we go. Oh, Powers, that's very kind. Thank you. I honestly don't know who's going to be there. I don't really want to know. I just it's so strange. Like you never plan for anything like that, you know? So you convert yourself, you transform into all of these different mechanical variations of yourself in this beautiful game. E-Man Land, I do as many as I can, but I play the games for as long as I possibly can before I jump in and tell you guys how I feel about them. Streaming on a regular basis has been really helpful, actually, because I get to play with you guys and get your perspectives as I'm playing with all this stuff. But no, I can't finish everything. Absolutely not. It doesn't come with a SNES controller, so you bring your own controllers. I have it plugged in, so I can't really hold it up to camera, but that's the GB operator, same principle. USB plugs in, and it has this Epilogue software that allows you to back up, and you can also back up your save games, which is really cool. And then you can play it off of the backup if you want through an emulator, which they provide here, or you can just use it as plug and play for your cartridges. What the hell? Resident Evil 9, I think, probably Twin War. And I'm very close on a few others. Very close. But the new stuff is always coming in. You know, Crimson Desert is one that I really want to get back to, but I've probably put 30 hours into that game, and it's like, I know I've just, like, scratched the damn surface. What's my favorite coffee brand? Elliptical Journey says. I don't drink coffee anymore. I used to drink so much coffee, and I think I had enough. So now it's tea. Oh, yeah, mixtape. I finished mixtape, yeah. I play so many games, guys, that it's hard for me to, like, you know, I don't watch the achievements or anything. I've got stuff coming in all the time. You're seeing it. You're watching it every week. So I'm playing tons and tons of stuff. So I don't really keep tabs on it. You know what I'm saying? Crimson Desert is so different compared to when you last played it. Powers, I know, right? I want to get back to that. You know what I love is Vanilla Earl Grey. Yeah, I used to drink way too much coffee. Like early days of EP, I'd have like 2 venti lattes a day, you know? Alright, here we go. I am a chai fan, though. I do enjoy the chai, and I enjoy the occasional matcha. I like vanilla, though. So vanilla rooibos, or I have this Celestial Seasonings. It's got a tiger on the bottom. Oh, Bengal Spice. That's my go-to decaf tea. That's the one I like. Tea is key, Big D's. I know, Blarcade, Cyclops and Thing added to Cosmic Invasion. I'm going to be at Tribute in 1 week. And I'm going to talk to them about Cyclops and the Thing and all the cool stuff that they've been making over there. So I'm doing a little EP special report on visiting Tribute. I've never been there before. I can't wait. You know, Fairmer Gaming, these games, they never stop evolving these days. You know, that's the one really significant difference from playing something like this, you know? You got this game, that was the vision. It's the same game that you remember from 1995. I'm stumped here. Green tea is very good, too. That's awesome, Tiny Bear. Cheers to your boyfriend. Boop, boop, ba-doop, boop. I'm surprised nobody's come up with a rap tune with this sampled. That'd be really fun. I won't. I'm on a trip this week, Twin War. So Forza Horizon 6. You know what I got to do? I have to do some kind of recap on all the stuff that's come out this year, and so maybe that will be a little bit of an inclusion of streaming some of my faves from 2026. This has already been. I mean, I think this is the best May in video game history. I can't recall a May that's worth of video game launches that stands out like this. Like, we have been inundated with excellent games, banger after banger since the beginning of the year. There's been no let up. Smaller size games like indie type stuff, AAA. Like Pragmata is incredible, you know. Of course, Resident Evil 9. Just been so many damn good games. So I do want, and Forza Horizon 6 is incredible. So I want to get back to that too. And I know I played that early, so I wasn't able to stream that. When I get back, though, I'll be streaming some James Bond. Fired up about that. And I don't think I'll have time to stream any Lego Batman, but I can't wait to talk about that. Oh, damn it. I don't have any eggs. Uh-oh. I could play this forever, man. I've got Min of the Hollower as well. I'll be talking about that very soon. Dad Space. Oh, I love it, Sam. I love Pragmata. Incredible game. Replaced is amazing. I mean, God, it's just been so many great titles. Did you guys play Replaced? Blarcade, thank you for that. 2010 was a big one. Alan Wake, Red Dead, Mario Galaxy 2, and Prince of Persia within days of each other. That was the Nolan North Prince of Persia? All right. Okay. I want to just play this, but I know you guys want to see some of the other games in here. Okay. Oh, the Forgotten Sand-Tide of the movie. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Nolan North's Prince of Persia had some cool ideas too, but I couldn't get over that he was so American. I called him the Prince of San Diego when I heard that. And I love Nolan North. He's great. But that was a weird choice. Okay, so with this, what the hell do I do? Do I just do I press data? Cancel. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So these are the options here. Can you guys read that? Oh, it doesn't pop it up. It doesn't pop up the other window. It's like a whole other window. Okay, let's close that. So we're gonna save from there. Can I back up the save? I thought I could. Maybe I can't. Oh, backup save. Look at that. And then we are going to create a new folder. SNES. Oh, you can't see the windows. Okay, backup save. Oh, I'm typing on the wrong keyboard. Okay, 1 second. I have so many screens and computers and things open up here. Okay, so SNES, backups. Cool. Okay, so I'll just put it there for now. And you can back up your save. And replace it. So boom. Save backup complete. Did that pop up? Oh, it popped up where my window is. Okay. So that's it. So you can back up the game. You can back up your saves. You can upload the save. Where does that go? Transfer a duplicate or save data from your computer to the car. Oh, right, back to the cartridge, which is so cool, right? And so a lot of these cards, obviously, you want to be thinking about the battery backups and stuff like that within them. Okay, so I don't have to turn anything off. I can just pull the cartridge out, and it says, please insert a cartridge. We'll put Kirby's Dream Land. Another very cute game, but an awesome game that has stood the test of time. Let's see. And the first thing I want to do is I want to back up the game. There we go. So it backs it up. Boom. Done. All right. Now let's play it. Twin War says, I remember about 20 to 30 years ago, between the months of April to June, it was just the dead season for new release games. Now we can look forward to May. How times have changed. All year long, man. Great stuff. Okay, here we go. This is like a mini golf with a malleable little character. It's hilarious. Okay, so new member. Oh, that was the, okay. Right with... Oh, everything's reversed, that's why. Oh my god, that's terrible. I don't think I'll be able to do this properly here. Oh, that's my terrible bat symbol, guys. Sorry. I can do a much better version of this. Oh, no, no, no. There we go. That'll work. At least I'm trying. It's a cat. Oh, Gundam Freedom is dropping the new prices. Prices for PlayStation Plus are going up. $10.99 a month. 1 month subscription. No, is that $10.99 a month? Oh, for the more expensive. Up from $10.99 to $27.99, depending on the tier. Right. Yeah. What was I saying about the price of games? Batman is disappointed with that symbol. Apologize to Batman. Board Cube, I apologize. Oh, $27.99 for 3 months. Yeah, we're in a... That's still cheaper than buying a game. And that's just the base one, I would imagine, right? Okay, here we go, guys. This is so addictive. Visually, it just looks great, too. Like, it's... No issues running it on the PC at all here. Who's played this game? Marvelous game. Ah, John Yomtov, thanks for giving the shout out to PNP Games. Yes, they are our partner in everything that we're doing, including this stream. And they ship all over the world. If you spend more than 65 Canadian on an order, you get free shipping across North America. And they are our sponsors on the classic stuff and all the new stuff. In fact, let me do a quick little shout out to them. PNP Games, thank you so much for supporting the Electric Playground and all of the content that we're putting together, including the classic stuff, EP Classic, and now Judgment Day / Reviews on the Run Classics, premiering every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific until 10 a.m. Pacific. We're going to go back through the early days of EP and Reviews on the Run. Triple O's is asking, what's my favorite platformer on Super Nintendo? I think it's probably Yoshi's Island. I think it is. I just love the handmade feel of it, you know? Well, that's why I love this, Big D's, and I actually would love to have something similar for all of my disc machines. I mean, the Polymega does a pretty good job up to... I know they've got a more advanced version of the Polymega, but it is a pretty wicked system, and I love their front end. It takes a little while for the discs to be ingested. So I've got piles of my classic Saturn, PlayStation, Sega CD games. I don't have any Neo Geo CD games, and I don't have any TurboGrafx games, unfortunately. But it takes a little while to ingest them. But I would love, like, a PlayStation 2 version of this, or an Xbox version of this, a GameCube version of this. Something that you could plug in into a machine, into a computer, and just pop your stuff in, and it backs it all up, and you've got it. This is Kirby's Dream Land, Twin War. Let's see if I just go... It's like a mini golf game with Kirby. It's adorable as hell. Yeah, man. Yes, hole in one. All the Saturday streams make me want a no-headache way to play PS2, GC, and Xbox games. Big time. Yeah. I mean, I don't have the time in the week to figure out how to clean everything and get everything all set up. You know, I've spent 20 hours on Lego Batman. It's like, that's 20 hours of my life. And not that I regret that, but I have to commit to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to go, okay, well, now I'm going to go spend 10 hours to clean my Xbox or whatever it's going to take and fix that. And I love the retro stuff, but I don't want to just be retro. I'm loving all the new material that's out there. Oh, Blarcade, I can't wait to hear what you think. Are you going to write a review of Lego Batman? Make sure you send me the link to that. A little spoiler. Should give you a hint about how I'm feeling. Oh! Oh, yes, John Yum Tough, thank you, my friend. Yes, please do hit that thumbs up button. And if you can, take a second to comment on this video and maybe some of the other ones that we have. It helps a ton. YouTube doesn't know what the hell to make of Electric Playground. They don't know what we do. They don't care. They're apathetic about their content. Nobody else is doing variety type material that dates back to 30 years of this industry on YouTube, period. Nobody's doing that. And so they're confused, you know, and plus I talk to, you know, movie makers and TV makers and stuff. People are very specialized, and in this algorithmic-centric reality that we all exist in, anybody that's interested in a bunch of different things, like we always have with EP, is absolutely confusing to the algorithms. So help us out by hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing on our YouTube channel. Commenting is huge, and then sharing where you can, and letting people know that, yes, we're still making lots of fresh material, and you can watch all of our classic stuff as well. Like, that's what it's going to take. I'm not going to start spending money to, you know, try to, like, shell game this bloody robot world we're in. The algorithms are ridiculous. We've tried a couple of times. We've spent some ads on Facebook or whatever, or TikTok, and you get a bunch of views, but they're just being, like, people are just being fed all of this stuff. Like, it's just a buffet, you know? And what we want is people like to be here that are genuinely excited to be here, you know, and dig the content and dig the history and are positive and intelligent and good looking like all of you are. And to be a part of this community in a real authentic way. And so the way that grows, there's only one way. You got to spread the word. That's how our TV shows grew too. We had the budget to make the stuff. We never had a budget to like hire a marketing firm and plaster billboards and stuff all over we didn't have any of that. We just made the stuff and you found us. And that's the way it's got to be now. And it's really different now because we're just being, like, everybody's making an infomercial, man. Everybody out there is hawking a thing. And we are too. We're hawking our take on how to cover this business. But yeah, if you can help us, appreciate that so much. Tiny Bear, you rock. All right, here we go. It feels that variety isn't in the equation. No, variety is not in the equation. They, like, honestly, the biggest streamers and the biggest people that talk about that it's drama or it's one game every day, the same game over and over. I would go insane. I don't have that mentality. That's why you guys got a TV show about all these different things. It came out of, like, my obsession. Like, you're seeing it in my background. This is the crap. I'm into all of this stuff. And I couldn't just focus on one thing. And honestly, I couldn't even just focus just on video games. I wanted to talk about creativity in its purest form. I want to tap the source. I want to go and talk to the people talking about all of this cool content out there, because it all feeds, man. I'd go and visit these game developers, and they'd have all these movie posters on their wall, and the goal was, well, let's go talk to these movie people about the video games that they love. And we got to do that. Triple O's watched us in Australia. You rock, my friend. All right, here we go. Anyways, appreciate you being here, and appreciate the love and any support you throw our way. You guys are incredible. All right, let's get this damn Kirby in the hole. Get in there, Kirby! Ah! Oh, boo. Aw, you guys are so kind. Thank you, Tiny Bear. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, right, you've got after-shot controls here. This is such a good game. Who in chat has played this incredible game? Oh, come on. Drop! Oh. There we go. Twin Titans, wouldn't it be great if PNP was just all over the place? I love that company. They're an incredible business. You found out about EP in ads in Insight Gaming Magazine. Yeah, we did a partnership with them, so we put some of their material in our show, and they put some promo in their magazines. That was great. We did that a little bit with EGM, with Next Gen, and with Tips and Tricks Magazine, which was really cool. Kirby is incredible, right? What a malleable little character. X Scissors played this. Can't remember if it was on the SNES Mini or not. That was a wonderful little machine, right? Remember how hyped we all were when Nintendo announced that? I would love a Mini that you could keep buying new SNES games for. You know what I mean? Nintendo should do that. A $200 Nintendo game, that system that launches and plays classic... They're classic games. That's what it's focused on. Nintendo should do that. Oopsies. Oh, Merc, I do, but then I don't have time to play the stuff, the new stuff, which is, honestly, that's the great joy, is to be able to play the games. You know what I need is I need a team. I need a team to be able to take advantage of all of those different opportunities. And the only way I'm getting to a team is if I spend all my time trying to hustle up money, either through crowdfunding or through sponsors, which doesn't leave me time to play the stuff and talk about the stuff or talk to the people that make the stuff. Or we grow. You know, people finally catch on and realize that we got something special with all the, you know, the access and the content and the, you know, like, I'm not one of these grifting assholes out there, you know, that is just trying to, like, carve a big audience as dramatic, with as much drama as possible, you know? I don't care about any of that. I want to talk about creativity, and I want to honor that. And so, but if and when our audience grows and we've got a cachet of partners, of sponsor partners, then I can get into documentaries and other types of things, which I would love to do, because we have some incredible exclusive coverage. You know, like nobody else was visiting these studios as often as we were through the course of production on our show. We're doing well, triple O's. We're doing well. But help us grow. What do I think Jimi Hendrix would... That's an amazing question, Spool String. What do I think Jimi Hendrix would think of modern video games? I think anybody that gives video games any time, like sits down and really thinks about it and plays video games, will recognize within... honestly, here's my thing. If any person in the world puts a day into thinking about what video games can offer and do and provide and delight with, they will be changed about this medium. They will recognize that this is a medium that tickles your brain and engages your emotions and is so rife with this great connection to all forms of creative expression, and it's distilled into this package that lets you contribute back to the art because it doesn't exist without your play. And when people really stop to think and let this medium wash over them, and I'm not talking about these stupid match 3 games that are these disposable pieces of junk that are out there that are just meant to gotcha, keep you addicted. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about stuff that really sparks. They will love this business. They will love video games. It is the most incredible art form we have ever created as a human race. It really is. It won't be if we give it over to machines to make for us. It won't be that. It will be contrived escapism, and it will be dangerous escapism if we let machines build our virtual worlds for us, which is we're on the precipice of that. But the way that humans have crafted engagement and story and entertainment through this digital art form is profound. Because it takes it all, man. It takes the motion, the human motion, if you're talking about motion capture. So, there's an element of dance to it. There is clearly cinematic influence. There's literate influence. There's musical influence. All of the artistic endeavors that humans have aspired to create for millennia is distilled and manipulated by incredibly thoughtful design and science into a piece of palatable and engaging, interactive art, and it's profound, man. And I think artists get it. I mean, we've had so much success talking with artists of every stripe about video games, and they get it. It's what actors are playing in their trailers. It's musicians playing on their tour buses. I don't speak to a lot of painters, but I would imagine there's a lot of painters out there that are inspired by the medium of video games as well. Yeah, it's an incredible art form. So Jimi Hendrix and any profound artist out there, just watch... There's this great viral video of David Bowie talking about the future of digital engagement and computer-generated work. Like, I don't know if he played video games, David Bowie, but I would imagine that there was a profound realization on his part around video games. Steven Spielberg is a huge video game fanatic. George Lucas saw them as a conduit to storytelling. I talked to George Lucas on the red carpet once, and he said if video game creators are really, really good, they should come talk to me and we'll make movies together. So he saw them as, kin, which is pretty cool. John Yamtov says, I love knowing that they incorporated retro achievements into the SN Operator. Just another reason to revisit these games. I installed the add-on for my emulators on Steam Deck for retro achievements, and it adds more fun. Love it. Love it. Enter Jeff Gerstmann. I don't know what you're talking about there, X Scissors. Fabs Galore, that's a name. I appreciate the I appreciate that feedback, and it's certainly a little counterbalance has always served me well, you know, clearly with the partners that I've had out there. You know, in another reality, Scott Jones and I would be working together right now still on stuff, but, and who knows, maybe that road is not fully over, but, or, you know, or ended. But I sure miss working with him in a big way. But everybody has to pursue their own thing, you know? Like, that's the deal. Like, everybody's got their own dreams and their own horizons to cross. Who knows, man? I hear what you're saying. Jordan from Canada, good to be here. I also hear that, Faps. All right, here we go. Oh no, that's the wrong button. Boom. Shout out to Scott. Yeah, I miss that man. Good dude. Jonathan Brown is playing Indiana Jones on Switch. What a gift that is, huh? What an incredible game. SN Operator is sold out, and the price point is just awesome. Literally the price of a digital Switch 2 game, but unlocks an entire generation of gaming on modern PCs. Well, that's good news for them, for Epilogue, and I'm sure more are being made, and it is a really cool device. I've found the GB Operator to be invaluable over the years, and I think this thing is going to be amazing to have. I'll be talking about that in reviews this week. Okay, here we go. The demand for retro is enormous, and I feel like these big companies know that, but they're torn, like Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox, they're torn because they have all of this new content to service, and I totally get it, but there should be a way to let people jump in and play this stuff without having to, you know, dig up the old machines. Figure out how to hook them up to modern televisions. Okay, here we go, here we go. There's just a real opportunity there. All right, okay, I love this game. Plays beautifully. Let us, we are quitting. Okay, boom. I'm going to drop another game in. Why don't we throw in, oh yes. Here's a masterpiece. Adventures of Batman and Robin. Analog has the answer to that, but good luck getting their hardware. Yeah, it needs to be mass-produced, X-Scissors. That's a, you know, a company with a supply chain could make a huge difference, a huge dent here. It's been a real struggle for Polymega and Analog, and, you know, I think Mod Retro is doing some interesting stuff. And then there's all these emulation. I think emulation is an important ingredient in trying to preserve this stuff and let people access this material. But I don't know. I feel like there's a real opportunity to serve this up again, whether in reissued carts or a sophisticated online store. It shouldn't be all these hoops, though, and all of this impossible to find inventory out there, or super expensive inventory. This live stream immortalized a hole-in-one for Kirby. Yeah. I think that's a pretty standard one that you get there, K16. I think a lot of people get there. think we'll get a DC equivalent of the Maximum Collection. Oh, Jonathan Brown, I would love that. Blarcade's also asking for that. They want to... WB, I think, is dealing with being a ping pong ball in a very expensive journey to sell the company over the last 5-10 years. And so WB Games has got some other, you know, major things to focus on and worry about. But they are sitting on a gold mine of classic material. What was the punch button this one? Okay. Look at the animation in this. Konami just cooked, man. Incredible game. Does this look great? This is a very tricky game. Oh. How do I throw the batteries? There we go. I don't even think about what's going on with WB right now, considering the Parabros is imminent. Big D's. I mean, imagine you're at one of their multiple studios right now. Anywhere within the company. Like, what are you contending with every day? You know, you don't know what your future is going to be at all. Paramount as well. All the people that work at Paramount. I just hope the Ellisons do right by all the people, you know? Incredible, man. What a game. Oh! Uh-oh. Done. Omni Slash, good to see you. Oh. I forget all the moves. What a freaking masterpiece the animated series was. Oh my god. Still is. I really enjoyed the Cape Crusader series too. I can't wait for the second season. Go! Oi! I think I have to... Oops, press the wrong button. Yes. Oh! No! There we go. Oh. Nope. So good. Jordan from Canada says animated series was very emotional and played with the lighting and everything. It was just so mature, so intelligently crafted. I used to ask my mom to record those episodes on VHS, so I have not the whole show, but multiple seasons of the show recorded on VHS and packed up in our storage. Mom, did you record Batman? Mom! I love you, Mom! I miss you! Oh yeah, she taped the whole thing, yep. Mom, the Batman! Oh man, she got me a comic book one year for Easter. That's how cool my freaking mom was. She knew I was a freaking nerd for this stuff, and she loved it. Oh, Kevin Conroy. What a beautiful, beautiful human being that man was. Oh my God, we were so lucky to have him. The GOAT. Zinzaku. Love you, Kevin. Miss you. I almost had him on EP Live. I missed it. I didn't know he was in Vancouver, but he would have come. And I regret that. That would have been the last time we would have hung out. Yeah, he was coming through town to shoot all that Arrowverse stuff that he was in. I didn't know. I didn't know that any of that was happening until it was too late. But I did reach out to him, and he said, "No, I'm at the airport. I'm on my way back already." But God, he was awesome. All right, so Batman animated series, incredible cartridge. All right, here we go. Let's back that up. Hell yeah, we will. There you go. I think I can save it too, like, because it's being emulated, so I think I can save exactly where I am. There's lots of modern day benefits. Okay, let's pop in something else here. Donkey Kong Country sound good to you guys? So, taking the cartridge and popping it into the SN operator. I don't want to unplug it, but it's right here. Okay. All right. Here we go. Actually, I'll back this up. Boom. It's pretty quick, just like the GB operator as well. I love this little animation that you get while it's doing that. Okay. Here we go. Are those OG carts at today's prices? You know, I don't even know what these this is my collection. I don't even know what these carts are going for. I know that I didn't have Batman animated series. I bought it for the side-scrolling superheroes pieces that I was putting together. And this was like 80 bucks. It was not cheap. Okay, here we go. Landlord is looking for Mega Man X2 and 3 with boxes. Says they're 1,200 bucks. Oh my God! All right, let's go. We'll just play from. We'll play from here. Boom. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me because I haven't played this in ages. I don't even know where we're going here. Oh, I guess I got to the boss fight. Candy's save point. Let's just play from here. Oh! Okay, let me get my... Okay, that's that. How do I... Okay. This was a mind-blowing game. Oof. Rare rules. Get me up there. Oof. Go. Nope. Let's try this level. Let's see. Hole and Dan Sock is singing it. Love it. It's 3D! This was so absolutely stunning. This and Star Fox are like, what is happening? We're going into a new world, everybody. Hang on to your butts. Oh. Uh-oh. 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 Can't run away from that thing. Did they actually say that, John Yamtop? They released it the same day as the 32X, and Nintendo owned them with the marketing 3D graphics without the need for an expensive add-on for your console. Wow. Now this one, again, you can play on Nintendo Switch Online, which is pretty rad. I do love Nintendo Switch Online. It's an essential subscription. God, it just feels so good to be playing your cartridge, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing that's been in my life for 32, 31 years. It still operates, you know, and now I'm playing it on the PC. This is amazing. It's really cool. Now, I only did install this to the PC, but you can put it on the Mac. You can put it on Steam Deck. It's a little... Got to jump through a few hoops on the Steam Deck because, you know, the front end of Steam Deck is just to get into your game, so you have to go into the desktop mode and set it all up. I did that for the GB operator, but I haven't done that for the SN operator. But I want to check this out on the Ally, because the Ally, of course, is just a straight Windows machine, so you just go to the Epilogue website and download the software, plug the thing into the USB, and you're playing your carts on the damn thing. And even the, you know, the backup is your cartridge, which is amazing, right? All right, I've got a bunch of other games, so I wanted to play a bunch of other things here. So we are going to go into play. Boom. And actually, I do want to back up the save game. Great. So good. Now, I'm going to take the cartridge out. And I just want to see... Okay, so there's no library here. What's the vault? What does that do? Nothing. About... You guys aren't seeing any of that? No. And you don't see the settings. And the emulator is... They don't tell you what the emulator is. I'm sure if I dig into this, it'll be in there. I'll find out all that stuff before I talk about this in reviews. Okay. Anyways, we'll pop in another card. I wanted to see if there was a menu that I could go to play everything. Well, I got it right here. I'll just leave that. Okay, we are good. Let's throw in another cartridge here. I was going to monkey around and see what the backup would open with, but I'll do that on my own time here. I'll do more of the fiddling. Today it's just about the play of it all. Let's see how this goes here. The Atari's Greatest Hits, the Atari Collection. I forget what games are included on this. We got Tempest, Missile Command, Asteroids, Battlezone. Okay, so let's back it up. Boom. And let's play it. Here we go. Emery223 says numerous studies that indicate that games from the 80s and 90s subconsciously trained us mentally on problem solving, persistence, and observation skills. 100% true. Amazing. You definitely want to run it on the Xbox Ally X. You going to pick one of these up, John Yum Tough? What blew my mind was when Super Nintendo released it, it had that port in the back no one knew about until N64 came out. Yeah, N64 was pretty damn rocking. There have been... Is that a DK pun, Power says. Mass Produce is here. Okay, we're going to play Tempest. It's one of my favorite classic games. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. There it is. Okay. So this is, I think Digital Eclipse made this. They ported these old arcade experiences. Who remembers this one? Ah, you got me. Oh! All right. Rusty! There we go. All right, not too bad, not too bad. How do I back out? Uh-oh. No, I don't want this. I don't want that. No. It's so weird. Okay, there we go. I can't. Oh, it like super dated controls for getting out of games and systems and stuff. Okay, Digital Eclipse did make that. All right. Let's pop in a classic Disney video game made by Capcom. We will back this up. I think there we go. Cool. And we will play it. There we go. So this was the competition to the Shiny well, the Virgin, but they became the Shiny team. No, Shiny did make Aladdin for the Genesis, I believe. Or was that Virgin? But the Genesis version was similar, but also its own thing. This was less about the combat, this one. The underappreciated version of Aladdin, X Scissor says. Yes. Great game. There we go. How do I... Oh, that's it. Okay. He's fine. Oh! Oh, the scarabs are hard to get, yeah. Gotcha. Super Nintendo, man! Love it. Yes. Pietro BCC says people like the Genesis one more at the time, but I think this one's better. I think the Genesis one was a little quirkier, but it was very ambitious. Like it wasn't as polished control-wise, I think, as this Capcom game was. Hole and Dan Suck, I can show you the world. Love it. Hey, Columbia 20, thank you so much for the super chat. You rock. What do I think about Kevin O'Leary said in the Tucker Carlson show that the purpose of AI is in part surveillance? Kevin O'Leary has a data center project. I'm not a big fan of Kevin O'Leary. Very creepy. Very money-oriented always. Money first. Money's his god. So I don't really. He's kind of snaky, you know. When I watch him, he was perfectly cast in Marty Supreme. I have friends that like him. He's entertaining, but yeah, I don't really subscribe to his philosophies. I think he's crass and not a humanitarian, and not a great representation of people in our country and Canada. Twin Titans, thank you so much. How do you get that cool purple thing around your comment there? What that is dope as hell. I don't even know how you do that. Every day I learn something different on Twitch. Emery223 says people are split on both versions. Genesis has the better color palette and sound font, but the SNES version is more fun to play and is closer to the film. 50-50 split. Well, the other cool thing that the Genesis version had was the devs worked directly with the animators at Disney, and they got a lot of that cell animation into their game, which was very innovative at the time. Big D says Paul Orndorff is the only Mr. Wonderful. Twin War says the Kevin O'Leary's data centers are 50 miles away. Yeah, I mean, I've read some not great things about those data centers. Going to a trade school, 5-star only, trying to get the mortgage. Yeah, I mean, I think the my thoughts on my crude thoughts on AI and future of employment is I think people that are expressly human in the work that they do and the way that they communicate around the work that they do that's going to be a ticket to navigating the very complicated world that we're headed into. I totally agree with that. You can be edgy and like money and not be a negative POS hole and dance sock. Yes, big time. I think I have Hook on the Genesis Power 66. But I don't have Hook here. I Red Earth, there you go, says at the time jumping on enemies was too Mario-like. And so people like the using the sword, I think, in the Genesis version of the game. A little bit of slowdown. This is great, though, man. Whoa! I just said that. Oh, that's a great idea, Emery. An Aladdin game that plays a little bit closer to Prince of Persia: Sands of Time or something. That would be amazing. It's a great concept. I didn't like the live-action Aladdin film. I know it was very successful, and Will Smith did a decent job, but he just was not Robin Williams. And he was, like, kind of emulating Robin Williams, and it was not Robin Williams. And it kind of pissed me off. Oh, Elagos, I love your positivity and your support, my friend. Oi! Oh! Alright, okay. Every one of these games I could be playing forever. Alright, we're going to... I backed this one up, I think, right? I believe I did. I did. Okay. Let's pop in... This one's cool. This is a Japanese game. I think this is a repro cart. This is Spider-Man. Yes, this was a Super Famicom game, which they didn't bring to North America, but I have it in a North American cartridge. Now, this SN Operator will also run Super Famicom games, which I don't have any. But this is a pretty cool Spider-Man game. Okay, here we go. I'm going to back this up. Oh, check failed. Playback detected a discrepancy between the expected game data and the backed up data. Please clean the cartridge pins and try again. Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't bring anything to clean with. I'm just going to blow. I know I'm not supposed to do this. All right. Let's see if that does anything. Probably won't. No, it's okay. I don't know, but let's see if it plays. I have nope. Do you want to what? All right, I'm just gonna try it. Let's see what happens. Are people streaming Lego Batman? I can't controverse. I can't. I really want to, but I cannot. Arcade says it's funny. I got a Tomb Raider game on GBC today, cleaned it, Analog Pocket won't read it, blew in it, and booted up. Oh, and it boot up. You blew in it. Yeah, sometimes it does work when you blow in it. Okay. All right, let's check out Spider-Man and Lethal Foes. Here we go. I do have alcohol and cotton swabs. I just don't have them. I didn't think to bring those things out here. Oops, something's up. All All right, well, the game is here. I know the reviews are out there for Lego Batman, but I don't know if we're allowed to stream it. I think streaming can happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to find some time to stream Lego Batman from the beginning. But I've got quite a bit of stuff going on because I've got a trip coming up. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if you're able to stream it today. The embargo is today. The review embargo. But I had 3 embargoes to deal with for this week, and I'm just going to take the third one for my review. So Reviews on the Run is on Thursday. Okay, come on now. What is that little thing? How come I can't get it? Oh my goodness. The leaps are there. There it is. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. What the hell? Where do I go? What am I missing here? They are lethal foes. How do I get this guy? Oi! Gotcha. Now, how do I swing? What's the swing? There it is. Ugh! How come it's not letting me swing up there? Feels like there might be something wrong with this cartridge. There it is. Okay. So the game works. It's a little clunky. Cool animations, though. I don't know what happened with this game not coming to North America. Got some money. I'm running out of time. No! Do I climb down here? No. Okay. Time over. All right. That's okay. I forget how to play that one. Okay, I do have an X-Men cartridge. This is X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Here we go. It's Spider-Man Lethal Foes. It's a Japanese game in a North American cartridge, and it's like a repro. So Epilogue couldn't resolve, the data, so I couldn't back it up. I couldn't save it. I'll try cleaning it and see if that makes a difference. This game was tied in with a peripheral called the Barcode Battler. Not sure if it made it out of Japan. It didn't. It didn't make it out of Japan. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's get the data in first, though. Booyakasha. Okay, boom. Ooh, the trailer for Season 2 of X-Men 97 leaked. Did it leak, or was it purposefully leaked? I made a pile of cartridges. Twin Titans, thanks for subscribing, my friend. Yes, thank you. I think we're gonna get more collections. Arcade. There might even be some DLC. Got another little pile of games over here. Okay. Oh, Fat Chimp, there are so many great SNES games, man. You got to give it some time. Is there a new Lanterns trailer? Did that just drop? I haven't seen that. Okay, here we go. I think I've checked out all the games that I wanted to over here. Oh, Punch-Out! I haven't checked out. And then I've got a few more here. Okay, here we go. This is a hard game. I'm not going to lie. So cool. DLC 2 coming in the fall with new modes and characters. That is an amazing game. You rock. Twin Titans, thank you so much for the support. To be fair, most X-Men games were, Emery. Alright, here we go. He's the man of the hour. Let's play as Cyclops. Punisher is so freaking good, right, John Yumtoff? Brutal. Okay, hold on. I gotta get my buttons here. There it is. Okay. Now, how do I shoot the laser eyes? You can punch the rocks, guys! It's pretty cool, right? Super Nintendo was awesome, man. What a great machine. So I think I have like a good 100, 150 Super Nintendo games. I don't have all of them. I'm never going to be, you know, one of those complete the whole collection type gamers out there. And honestly, like, I've been looking at my collection and thinking there are people that want every single version of every game. And there's the stuff that I know I'm not ever going to play again, I really should sell. Yeah, SNES library is like 1,500 games or something like that, or it's over 1,000. Super cool animation. Capcom killing it again. No, I never bought the Super Famicom, John Yumtoff. My first N64, though, was a Japanese N64. With Japanese Mario 64, which came out before it did in North America. Big D's likes this one better than Where Are the Gems? Come on, Wolvie. What I don't like is you just can't use your special powers until you, I don't know, what did I do to press the, I forget what buttons you press to pull off the powers. Okay. There we go. Come on, get this thing. I can't. Okay. Ugh. Oh, it's this button. There we go. Oh! Like, why am I not healing? I've got healing powers here. Okay, it does. It does. Okay, here we go. There you go. All right. Ouch! Little asshole. Oof. Oh, Emery 223, that would have been absolutely the wrong decision to call the Switch 2 Super Switch. No, it would have appealed to a subsection of the audience. The idea was to make it as simple as possible for everybody out there to understand that it was a level up. So they had to call it Switch 2. Now, how do I throw the damn, I don't know what the, like, I feel like I can't throw the cards. Like, where are the cards? I don't know what button combo I gotta press. Oh, okay. Oh, it's like Street Fighter moves. Right. Okay. Did I just blow it? No, I can't do it again? Okay, there it is. Okay. This is awesome. How about Gambit and X-Men 97, huh? Oh, incredible. Ninty fan, I did just see David Collins' Instagram post about Tom Kane. Rest in peace. Don't spoil powers. This rules. 90s were good. Come on! We were so ready to move on, though, on the Super Nintendo. We were ready for that big 3D wave. But when you look back in retrospect, we had it pretty damn good back then. All right. I got a few others here I want to show off. So this is cool. I mean, this has given me a chance to see the, you know, the compatibility and how many games will work and how well they will work. Let's back up Super Punch-Out. Purple23 says, Happy Victoria Day, Vic. Thank you. Same to you. Xbox 720. But then you're just doing circles, PK99. I feel like they should not. Thank you, up, attack to shoot up. Thank you, Blarcade. I feel like Xbox screwed themselves by not scaling like PlayStation. PlayStation made it super simple. And in fact, when they deviated and they came out with the Vita, that was a misstep. That should have been PSP 2. Everybody would have got it. PSP was a success. It wasn't as big a success as Nintendo's handhelds, but if Vita was called PSP 2, that also would have sold better. All right, Super Punch-Out. Keep it simple, Power. Like, the industry needs to reconcile that it isn't just selling to the known. They should be always thinking of who's out there that has never played a thing before. Let's reach them, too, you know? And they're not going to, like, do the lore. They're not going to go on Reddit and find out why it's called Xbox One. Like it was so dumb. All right. Whoa. Look at some of these names here. Oh. Jinzo. So I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. somewhere in the world, a confused mother trying to buy a PlayStation Wii 60. I mean, the Wii U totally burned because of that. I remember Reggie was on Fallon, and Fallon said, "Oh, so you plug this game controller into the Wii?" And he said, "No, it's a completely." It's like the second you got to explain your machine, it's over. There you go. I love this game. I'm no good at it, but I love it. Ouch! Oh! He was gonna crush me. Matthew Bound, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So I am playing these not on a Super Nintendo. I'm playing this on the SN Operator from Epilogue. They have a GB operator, which lets you play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color games. All on your PC. And you can take your cartridges, plug them into the machine, and back them up onto your computer. Or your Mac. Oh my goodness. That is hard to avoid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fight!
I'm lasting longer than Gina Carano, though. Alright, so there's that. Okay. I'm terrible. I'm so out of practice on Punch-Out, but what an awesome game. Loved Next Level's game on the Wii as well. Alright, here we go. I did back that up. Okay, I've got a few more that I want to check out. Alright, we've got another Spider-Man game. This is just Spider-Man. I don't think this is a great one. Western Technologies. Let's back it up. Boom. There we go. Bam. At a town hall on the PlayStation campus, studio CEO Herman Holtz has announced that all narrative-driven first-party games will no longer end up on other platforms or PC. So they're going all in on exclusives, John Yamtov says. Non-narrative releases will see PC support like Marvel took on Fighting Souls. PC support for first-party stopped, which includes Intergalactic. Clark Kidd got this for his birthday in 1995. What's the one game you want on cartridge? Machine Gun Funk. I played Batman, Adventures of Batman and Robin. I played that a little bit earlier. It's amazing. Okay, here we go. There we go. Adventures of Batman and Robin, so good. He's squat Spider-Man, super deformed, and he's beating up on Master Chief, which is really weird. It's a difficult game. It is. Nostalgia bombs. I know, right? I didn't have this when I was younger. I bought this recently for, well, in the last few years for side-scrolling superheroes. I forget what the hell the controls are, though. Is it this? There we go. How do I stick to walls? You have one job, Spider-Man video game. Well, many jobs, but that's one of them. Let me stick to walls! Ouch. Good lord. Okay. I think the controls are all switched around or something. Oh my god. This is easy mode here, too. Ugh. This is punishing. Not in a good way. Come on, man. Oof. Like, how do I hit this guy? Why am I just, like, jauntily walking along? Where's the urgency? It's like he's going to his day job. Gotta get to my computer. Do. Gotta get some coffee. Gonna have myself a great Monday. Why is this robot trying to shoot me? Why do I just keep jumping through it? I mean, this is terrible. This is so much shit. Don't like this game at all. Let's pop out of this one. Okay. Boo. That's not how you make a Spider-Man game, guys. Alright, what else we got? We got The Great Circus Mystery with Mickey Mouse. Here we go. This is very hard. Had this on Genesis. Problem with this and X-Men is the difficulty, especially as a kid. Alright, here we go. Let's save this one. We'll back it up. Bam. Pretty painless. Oh, game data integrity check. Failed. I can't clean it and then pop it right back in because it'll be wet. It did it. Okay. Sometimes they're a little finicky. These are old cartridges. 1994. Here we go, another Capcom. Wonderful game. Here we go. One fine day, Mickey and Minnie arrive at the end of town. Look, Minnie! Circus tents! Alright, here we go. That's right, Big D's. Tommy reviewed the GBA port recently. That's right. Okay. All right. I remember I had the Genesis for longer than I had the Super Nintendo, so I didn't have all of these games back then. These are like fairly recent acquisitions. But I remember playing Castle of Illusion with my wife. She was my girlfriend then. And we were just like, wow, they've made a Disney Mickey Mouse cartoon into a video game. It was so beautiful. Oh. Oh. Come on, Mickey. You're better than that, bro. Ooh, mean-looking fish down there. Like the fart sound. Whoa! Freaking deadly circus here. Uh-oh. Do I have anything to throw? Fart sound. Oh, Mickey! Oh, I was looking away. Don't jump when he's got the fireballs, Mickey. Come on, man. Have you ever played a video game before? Let's go. Oh, man, my timing's off. Oh, Jesus. Fart sound. Got you. Got you. World of Illusions is amazing. Yes, beautiful game. No controller comes with this thing, no. What is my least favorite genre from Crayon 1202? I think it is, like, I'm not a visual novel guy. I'm not like a... Just kind of some of the issues that I had with mixtape. Like, I like to feel like I'm actually controlling the experience. I don't just like to read the story or watch the story and like pick a choice. I like to feel like I'm actually a participant in, you know, maneuvering through the game world or having some really big choices in the game world. Like even in real-time strategy games or Civilization or Sim City or something like that. I dig all that. So I felt the same way about Dispatch. Yeah. And the Telltale stuff. I mean, I appreciate those games, but I didn't say this in the review, but the thing that I kept thinking about is Sony's first-party games. We were talking about how they're going to retain their exclusivity on PlayStation. PlayStation's first-party stuff is top tier in terms of the combination of gameplay and storytelling. And there's some really beautiful creative work in Mixtape. But when you look at the profound emotional connection that you get as playing as Joel and Ellie, or in the Spider-Man Insomniac games, or Ghost of Tsushima to a degree as well, where there's just beautiful storytelling bits that really add flavor. And I kept thinking of the museum sequence in Last of Us Part 2. And then you get all of this really complex tactile gameplay as well. Now, you can't compare Mixtape to, there's like 100 times as many people that worked on The Last of Us Part 2 as there were that worked on Mixtape, but I couldn't help but think of the story componentry in some of these PlayStation first-party games and think about how beautifully they do that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, here we go. Oh, I keep using the thumbsticks, and it's the... bringing up some names I haven't seen for a long time. Neil, Big D's. Neil's a good guy. Charles is a good guy. You know, everybody had their own quirks and issues and things as they were trying to make G4 a business that worked for everybody. But what happened was, before G4 became a rated network, there was a lot more freedom to define itself. Once it became a rated network, it was about the advertising dollars. It was about the play. It was public, so there were investors involved. They had to make money, and they had to compete with every other rated network of around that same scale. And so Neil was stuck in a position where there had to be some original programming, but there also had to be a sustainable amount of viewers to justify the expenditures of the network, and you needed the advertising revenue to come in. And I had a pretty passionate discussion with Neil about continuing with our content and investing in our content specifically. And they did. G4 was a great partner with us for the entire run of the network, by the way. When they couldn't afford us for television, they still gave us licensing for the web, which I really appreciated. And so we were the longest third-party partner with G4. But I had a pretty heated discussion with Neil, and I remember Jeff Keighley had heard about it, and he's like, wow, you really said that? Because I'd kind of made fun of cops and all that stuff with Neil. And I didn't mean any offense to him, but he was hearing it from all sides. He was hearing it on the forums and everywhere. Like, people that love G4 didn't want cops and cheaters and all that's crap. We didn't. And I was one of them. But the truth is, and Jeff knows this because of all of the years that he was with Spike and G4 and just building his business, like, you need the eyeballs. You need the eyeballs to satisfy the advertising money to be able to continue making the thing, and that's where Neil was. So they had some money in exclusively gaming focused material like our stuff, but they had to diversify. They had to go into some other things where they were hoping to build a sustainable brand for themselves in the era of Spike and male dominated network programming to try to keep it going. So I feel for what they were going through. And Charles and his team, they were in launch mode. They were in launch mode until they acquired Tech TV. Then everything kind of changed to try to satisfy the investments and the amount of households that they were in. So it got a lot more complicated, unfortunately. But the early days of G4 were magic because it was all experimentation and it was all original. It was a great partnership with, working with them. We'd already had 5 years of experience making television in this space and all these relationships. And so we were a great partner for them, and they were a great partner for us. There we go. Look at me, reminiscing about G4 days and beating bosses. Keith Robertson, good to see you. Zinzaku. Sean, the great gamer, says, I remember about the show from G4 TV. I've been watching it a lot back in the 2000s. It helps me learn everything about the history of video games. I hope you are subbed on our YouTube channel. Well, you have to be to comment. I appreciate that. But yeah, if you're watching our classic stuff every weekend, you're getting a deep dive into the history of games. And you're meeting the smaller teams that were building a lot of these brands that have become, some of them, major juggernauts in entertainment, which is kind of crazy to see these things that started with 10 people or 5 people, and now they employ 1,000 people. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, but thank you for joining me here. And if you just jumped on, I am playing on the SN Operator, which is from a company called Epilogue. I'll show you the small version of this. Is the GB Operator, and this plays Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. Same kind of thing. You plug it into your PC, and you pop in your cartridge, and you can back up your cartridge, or you can play it right from the cart onto your PC or Mac or Ally X, which is going to be the next thing that I hook this thing up to. Not on the stream. Okay, this is a very cool game. Traveler's Tales, speaking of Lego Batman, worked on this. We're going to back it up right now. They built it with Sony, and it's based on a Disney experience. It's different eras of Mickey Mouse. This is a beautiful game. So TT Games, they were called Traveler's Tales back then. And the cool thing about this is David Jaffe was a producer on this game. So the guy that created God of War, well, not by himself, but the guy that helped to create God of War and Twisted Metal and a bunch of other cool games, worked on Mickey Mania. Let's go. Sean, the Great Gamer, watches Starcade Players Filter G4 TV with Tina Woods and Laura. Icons, Game On, G4. Right on, man. Awesome. Well, I hope you fit some Electric Playground at Judgment Day, and soon it'll be reviews on the run into that mix throughout the week. This game is awesome. Love the black and white to color transitions, Machine Gun Funk says. Yes. Okay, well, here we go. Art direction in this one is insane. Really giving you a sense of the ambition of TT, right? They had some chops, man. Real pedigree, that studio. Okay, here we go. Well, I'll tell you this, Big D's and Emery. If I were Comcast and you were ever thinking of doing any kind of a relaunch, they made a mistake by not working with me last time. And I try to say that with all humility, but I was talking with them and I was trying to explain to them that it's not about, hiring me to be on TV. It's about the decades of experience that we got learning everything about how to handle this, And we didn't start like that. We learned a lot of really complex lessons. And so if they were ever to relaunch a G4, without trying to sound like an arrogant prick, I just hope that they would reach out to me to help guide that in some capacity. But I think when I was talking to them, all they could think of is like, oh, this guy's got a okay YouTube channel and a history, and he just wants to be on TV. It's like, no, it's not really about that. It's about how you work with the industry itself and the people that you work with. And I think the thing that I'm proudest of is my ability to assemble a team. You guys all remember the content, not because I was in it, but because of the people that we put in the show. Like the hosts, but also the working with all of these different game companies that a lot of those people had never been in front of the camera before. Yeah. I was honestly quite shocked that the people that I was working and chatting with at G4 that second go-round couldn't see beyond that. I was like, okay. And I didn't really have a good sense of like, okay, there's a real shot here. No offense to everybody that worked hard to make content and build the shows, especially during the freaking pandemic. It was unbelievable what they had to go through. But yeah, a lot of crazy decisions there. Look at this. So cool, right? Oh! I think the mechanics are a little bit better, a little tighter on the Genesis version of the game. You guys are really paying attention to all the behind the scenes and all that stuff with G4. That's crazy. Flawless aesthetics. Yes, big time. Yeah, we never sold it. Well, I did sell it and then got it back. I bought it back. But it wasn't to a network. It was to another partner. Man, so many lessons learned. Joey T Gaming. Nice to read that. Thank you. Well, my distilled, honest thoughts about G4 passing away, you know, going away, that first time. That second time was ill-timed and was not a great vision. But that first time, that the game industry shouldn't have let that happen. The game industry had an ESPN, and they should have not just trusted their media buyers, they should have trusted their instincts that a 24/7 network around their brands was going to be a very good thing for them to continue to support. They should have provided marketing and advertising dollars to keep G4 going, and it should still be going. So I think that was a major mistake on the part of video games, on the part of the video game industry. Thinking that free content made on Twitch and YouTube was going to satisfy everything that makes up the totality of this multi-billion-dollar industry is ludicrous. And I feel similarly about the absence of E3, which, you know, if you look at G4 as a 24/7 media entity covering games top to bottom, as sort of an analogy to ESPN, because that's struggled and had to deal with all the media shakeup and everything, but it's still there because there's no way in hell all the leagues would let ESPN just die, you know? It's important. And so G4 had that, or the industry had that with G4, and they let it go. But the other thing was E3. Like, you had the Cannes film festival around games, and you just let it go. E3 should still be flourishing. It still should be a huge part of bringing the entire industry together. I love Summer Game Fest. It's particularly fantastic for people that have been doing it for a while, like myself, that have a lot of friends, and it's great to catch up with everybody, and there's some great reveals and stuff. But E3, as messy and expensive and complicated as it was a really amazing way to bring us all together in North America. NBA only keeps ESPN alive. Yeah, I mean, but they are, right? They are keeping them alive. And that might change, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, the leagues have good years and bad years, and things change. But I don't know, when you have a giant multi-billion-dollar media entity, like an entertainment entity like that, you need to keep the brands going that provide color, provide the analysis and coverage and discussion, you know? You can't do it for all of them because there's a lot of companies that want to do it as well. But I don't know, Comcast stood up and supported it and built it, and the games industry. I was there. I remember I was visiting companies and studios. There was a lot of skepticism and a lot of magazine writers going, this will never work. And I remember talking to them. I've said this on the streams before, but I remember talking to magazine writers and saying, look, this is print magazine writers. I'm saying, You better hope G4 works, because if it doesn't work, that's going to be a terrible sign for the health and future of, media in the video game space. And that turned out to be exactly true. People kind of wish doom upon themselves sometimes. I can't remember if Judgment Day was a back and forth with G4 or not. I can't remember if they pitched it to us and we liked it, or if we came up with some different names and they liked it. I can't remember Judgment Day, because it was Reviews on the Run, right? That's what we pitched to the network. That's had already been running for 5 years. And it was our most popular segment. And it actually had I've said this before too, so apologies if I'm repeating myself, but we had a green light for Reviews on the Run with Discovery Science. They were running EP and loving the show, and it was rating well, and they were happy, and we were happy. And then I pitched them Reviews on the Run, and we were going to pitch them another show called Entertainment Tomorrow, which was and Entertainment Tonight did not like that name when they found out about the brand, but the idea was we were going to talk about how all of this digital content was intersecting, and it's going to be part games and visual effects and toys and all the cool things that were happening in this space, and which is how eventually what EP Daily became, right? A look at all of this stuff that we're into. But they picked it up. They picked up Entertainment Tomorrow and Reviews on the Run, and so we were all set to go in 2002 with 3 shows with Discovery, and then September 11th happened, and everything changed for us and for many, many people in all kinds of industries. It's crazy. But they were a great partner when we were there. Discovery was awesome. And I actually turned down a pitch on the Sci-Fi Channel. They wanted to make a new half hour hosted and produced by me, which was essentially a remake of EP that they would own. And I turned them down because we were starting to work with G4, and I said, no, we're gonna go down this route. And they never ended up making their video game show, so I'm really glad I didn't go and follow that. It would have meant our company working on stuff, but it would have been their thing, and it just felt wrong. Hi there, thanks for the super chat, my friend. You rock. Victor Lucas, Ask Me Anything Part 2 is actually coming this Friday. Technically, I don't know, because I'm going to Anime Expo in Toronto. And so what the plan is that we're going to do an Ask Me Anything in person with them and also stream it over at least YouTube. So that'll be Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I haven't set it up. Like, I'm not there, right? So we have to, I have to get there. I have to bring my computer, and we have to have the cameras and all this stuff all set up. I'm assuming it will all come together. It's not that complicated. I've got a pal, Steve Vegvari, who's going to join me up on stage, and so he's going to be reading the chat and asking the questions that way, and then there'll be people, questions from who's ever in the crowd. But Saturday at 3 p.m., look for those notifications. I'll put together my schedule for the weekend at Anime North in the next day or so. But I'm going to be there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 different panels. And the first one's going to be an Ask Me Anything to kick off Anime Expo, which I'm really excited about. Okay. Okay, here we go. Turtles in Time, one of the best Super Nintendo games ever made. Let's save this up. Yes. Oh, Columbia, that was all in an effort to try to retain audience. I think they were doing everything that they could. I think one of the issues with G4 when it first launched was that if you didn't know much about video games, you kind of were watching the shows, and they kind of bled into each other. You didn't quite know there wasn't as much distinction as there could have been, and that was one of the issues with cable networks in general. Like it's very hard to have like an internal team concocting a whole bunch of ideas that look distinct from one another. They do to us because we knew the world, but I think some consideration on the part of an outside viewer just clicking on the channel, and I don't have the answer to that, but I think that was one of the issues when they first launched. And so when they grew and had to reconcile with budgets and advertising revenue, they had to start thinking of other types of content to bring people in. Isn't that cool, John Yomtov? It'll confirm if it's an original cart or a reproduction. Is this an original? I didn't see. I think this was sold to me as an original. K16, I usually have some support in, like Darth Taz is a moderator and John Yomtov is as well. Okay, here we go. But thank you for that. If you go back to the home screen under the title, it tells you official cart. That's amazing. Okay, here we go. One of the best. So, pretty damn successful little machine here. I've been able to play every single cartridge I've put into it. And back up most of the games.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
No heat. No. I think it's $60 American too, right? I think if you've got a SNES library, I'll say this again in the review, but I think if you've got a cartridge collection of Super Nintendo games, why wouldn't you want this? Back up your carts and play them in a bunch of different ways. It works through emulation. Razer Nareshi. John Yomtov is thinking about opening up a savings account to have money stored simply for the games I watch on my stream. You watch on my stream. That's funny. I love that move. This is such a great port of the arcade game. Konami rules. Love that they're like jumping right back into games in such a big way, you know? Lots of cool choices recently. And collecting these classic games too, like the Digital Eclipse TMNT Cowabunga collection is essential, man. If you've got a machine that can run that game, you should get that collection. It's amazing. Oh! You know, out of all the games I played today, I think this is 3. I think Yoshi's Island is number 1 for me. Out of this collection. I don't have... what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got one more to drop in. This is 3. I love this game. Adventures of Batman and Robin is 2, but it's Yoshi's Island is still my favorite game out of all of this stuff today. Okay, we're going to quit this one. I've got one last game to drop in, and it's a marked up copy of Blackthorn. I don't even know why there's all this stuff on there. I bought it at a I think I might have bought it at Anime Expo when I was there that time. I've only been to Anime Expo once. I'm playing, this is on the SN Operator. I don't know, is that in the shot? I know I'm tiny right there. It is a little device. This is a little bit easier to show off. This is the GB Operator, which was Epilogue's first little device that allows you to play Game Boy games. I love this thing. I did a whole video on it, and it's incredible. This works in exactly the same way, uses the same software. You pop in the cartridge onto the SN Operator, and it reads the cartridge. Oh, it says official cartridge. Cool. I didn't notice that before. And then you can back up the game. You can back up the saves as well, which is pretty cool. So it's reading everything right off the cartridge there, and then you can play it right off your cart. I haven't noticed any input lag at all. Remember when we had to plug in the AV cable in the back of the day? Absolutely, I do. $50 for the GB Operator and $60. This is American prices. $60 for the SN Operator. I think these things are fantastic, and honestly, I would love, you know, if Epilogue is doing well and growing, I would love for them to do something very similar with PlayStation games and Xbox games. It'd be great. GameCube games. Okay, this is a classic from Blizzard. There we go. Detecting bootlegs. There you go. $36.96. Should I talk about the Japanese N64? Okay, I'll real quick because I've talked about this before. But the N64, I bought that at a retro import shop in Los Angeles. We were on the road in '96, pitching EP. We were visiting with a few broadcasters. We traveled in a car from Vancouver to Los Angeles, and we were staying in cheap motels and eating at Taco Bell. And I bought this N64 with Mario 64 in Japanese, and I couldn't wait to unbox it. I had it, bought it. We were leaving Los Angeles, it was the last day, and we stayed at a motel, and I wanted to hook up the thing to the television set. I wanted to hook up the N64 to the television set. But back in those days, there was no RCA input in the back of the TV. And I think the other option was like you could unscrew the thing. I didn't have the box, whatever. I couldn't hook it up to the TV in the hotel. The only thing I had with me was a camcorder that did have an RCA input into it, but it only had like a 1-inch display in black and white that I had to look through. But I could get the N64 working on it. And I was so jacked to play that. I was so fired up to play Mario 64 that I got my first, I don't know, 5 or 10 stars on a tiny 1-inch black and white display on my camcorder. I was playing it on the thing. Everything was plugged in. So ridiculous. But I was on the road, and that was it. That was my only choice. Those crazy days. Okay. I can't remember. I think I can't rescue these guys. Cheap hotels and Taco Bell. Slice like a little slice of heaven in the 90s. It was amazing. And that's how we did some of those early seasons of the show. We would just rent a van in Vancouver, travel south, and stop off at game companies along the way. We'd roll up in our fart machine, and we would go and visit these companies. And you know, there was no Google or anything like that. Like MapQuest, I think, had existed by then. And so we'd print up these paper maps in these cities that we were visiting for the first time. Perpetually late. I remember I was calling, we had the Yankees and the Oakland A's in our first season on EP, and I cold called. Tommy was such a Yankees fan, he knew that they were playing in Oakland, and I cold called the Oakland front office and asked for their PR department. And I said, yeah, we're a video game show from Vancouver, and you know, we're broadcasting everywhere. We were on KBHK in San Francisco. And we'd love to come to the field and talk to some of the players about their fascination with video games, and they're all in games. And they went, sure, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll just come and say hi, and we'll let you on the field, and you can meet all the Yankees and the A's. And I don't think that would be possible at all now. But there we were with our cameras, with hanging out with all these ball players. We gave away some of the extra copies of games that PlayStation had given us. It was great. But it was, you know, made up on the fly. I don't know what I'm doing here. No, we would always call. It was something similar to that when I met Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers. You know, whenever we were talking with famous people, they were so refreshed that we didn't care about their private lives or what clothes they were wearing or any of that crap. It was all just, you know, what are you playing? What games are you playing? What are you into? Have you checked this out yet? Have you been playing? You know, because they were all playing. You know, red carpets or you know some. We would go to Sundance. Set visits were more about the work that they were doing, but people were always super eager to talk about games. Okay, here we go. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah. Shaq was a gamer, you know, but I interviewed him, I think when he was playing in Vancouver with the Grizzlies. And he said, I don't play games anymore. Those games are for kids. And then the next year, Shaq Fu came out, and I teased him about that. And he said, yeah, but that was last year. He was funny. Is funny. Super cool guy. All right, come on. Oh, come on! What the hell did I just throw out there? I don't know how to play this game at all. It's been so damn long. All right, here we go. Continue. How do I jump? Okay, that's the shoot button. Okay. Oh, okay, there it is. All right, okay. It's very specific, this game, but man, it's wonderful. Okay. There we go. This is Blackthorn. It's really cool. It's, you know, he's a heavy metal shotgun-wielding badass in this kind of sci-fi mutant verse. And he's got to take on all these different orcs. It's, you know, typical Blizzard creativity. Okay, so I've got some bombs. And I think I dropped those by... Oh, I think I... Is it this? No. How did I do that? There it is. Okay, here we go. Hey, Ultimate Bendenson, thank you so much. Happy Vic Day. Love it. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Can I... Oh maybe I can... Oh, no, it won't go up. Hold on. How do I fire again? So I got to take the gun out, then fire. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's very methodical, this game, which makes it difficult, but it's beautiful. Oh! No, shoot him there. What are you doing? Don't shoot behind you. There it is. Okay, got you. Pick it up. No! Jesus. That's me doing that, but I can't remember how to... No! That's a bomb! Okay, there we go. Okay, up you go. Put that away. Climb up. Alright. Yeah, I don't think that quitting PC is gonna last forever. I'm an idiot. I'm with you. I don't think it's gonna last forever. So you go and rescue all these guys. Big Prince of Persia vibes. Very cool concept, though. It's super dark, though, isn't it? Yeah. You can see the little eyes of characters in the background there. Okay. No. Shoot him! Why? What the hell? Okay, I know it's badass to not be looking where you're shooting, but that's stupid. Jack Hopkins, I think 93 or something like that. Why does he do that? Why would he shoot behind him? Anyways. Great game. Super cool game. This will tell you when it was released. 1994. Fantastic game. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream today and supporting the channel. Thank you for hitting that like button, that thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Thank you for also sharing our work, especially if any of you guys are on Reddit. Let some of the lifers that love the retro stuff know that we've got retro content galore on this channel. And speaking of which, we'll have new EP classics. A new EP classic and a new Judgment Day on Saturday, even though I will be at Anime North in Toronto. Come out and see me if you're out there. It would be great to have you out in one of the panels. Going to have one on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, one on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. The Saturday and Sunday ones won't be streamed, but the Friday one, we're trying to have that streamed out to everybody. And then I'll be meeting and greeting around the panels at the show as well. So it'd be great to have you come to the table and say hello. It'd be great to meet you. But that's going to do it for the show today. Thank you for watching EPN Plays, the SN Operator. A lot of fun checking out all of these cartridges. Sorry my playing wasn't better, but I hope some of my stories were okay. I'll be back soon. Can't wait to stream again. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great Monday, a great holiday Monday for those celebrating. And you guys know what to do. Where's my little mouse icon? Oh, it's on there. That's why. 1 second. Where is it? There it is. There it is. Play forever.